Good afternoon, all of my Elizabeth Ide's friends. Today what I'm going to read to you is A Camping Spree with Mr. Magee. I bet you our principal, Mr. Rhodes, would love to go on this camping spree because he loves camping with all of his Elizabeth Ide friends. This story is by Chris Van Dusen. That is our author today. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. Magee and his little dog Dee packed up the camper and hitched up the load, hopped in the Rambler, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains far from the sea for 2 nights of camping, or possibly 3. There you can see the pictures. There's nothing like camping, said Mr. Magee. I know you will love it. Just wait and see. The views are fantastic. That's hardly a sound. Aside from the wildlife, there's no one around. And the air is so sweet, you'll sleep like a log, said Mr. Magee to his small, spotted dog Dee. Why do you think that he's saying that you would maybe sleep like a log? What do you even think that means, sleep like a log? Do you think you'll sleep really good? Or you'll be up all night? Do you think it's because you're outside in the fresh air? Or you've been in that camper where it's kind of stuffy maybe? What do you think? Look at that beautiful sunset. A few hours later, they took a sharp right and found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on a hill with a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Jefferson too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over a steep waterfall. A brook is a type of water, and I don't know if anybody made a connection, but it said that a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Mount Jefferson. Do you know what connections you can make to our history? That's actually our past presidents. And that is one of the reasons that it's named after those mountains. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. Why do you think the dog is gathering those items? What might you build with those? Magee made a campfire and cooked some hot dogs. And as the sun set behind far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows, yum, over the coals. What's something besides hot dogs and marshmallows that you would like to make if you were going on a camping adventure? Think about that. I do like hot dogs, and I love extra marshmallowy, a little burnt, actually s'mores. Maybe I would try to make a hamburger or a hot dog, more so a brat, because I'm from Wisconsin, I don't know. As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed in their bunk beds, all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without care, along came a stumbling, bumbling bear, a kindly old bear whose sight was so clear. He couldn't see far, and he couldn't see near. He didn't have very good eyesight. But he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. The smell made him hungry. He wanted a treat. Look at that sweet bear. He can't see far away and he can't see up close, but he's just hungry. That happens to all of us, doesn't it? I wonder what Dee and Mr. Magee are going to think. They're sleeping right now. They're going to get quite a surprise. He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the car and the camper were in the bear's way. He's a little too big to get by. Yet that didn't stop that sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch. The hitch is where that camper and the car is connected. That's called a hitch. He pushed up the hitch, which let go with a snap. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to Mr. Magee and Dee and the camper? if it's connected to the car, but the bear just hit the snap. Uh-oh, I bet they're going to wake up now. Now that the camper and car were untied, they started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road, while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild, bumpy ride, with Dee and Magee sleeping soundly inside. Think to yourself, would you be sleeping soundly inside? That means nice and quiet. If you were rolling down a rocky hillside in a trailer that a bear just unhitched from your car? Not Mrs. Fletcher, she for sure would be awake. Oh no, what's happening here? What do you see? What can you visualize there from looking at the pictures, those clues? Use your clues to figure out what happened. They were snoring and snoozing, enjoying a dream, when splash went the camper right into the stream. The splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. Now what in the world is that? Magee said. And when he looked out and saw where they were, his hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. What do you think that happens if your hair stands up? Or if you have an animal at home? I know my cat Lincoln, when he gets a little nervous or scared, his hair definitely stands up. His fur does. He gets very scared. They're probably feeling that way in this story. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab for the big waterfall. That's going to end on our page here. Dee and Magee both started to quiver. I'm quivering right now. What does that mean, quiver? I'm shaking. As faster and faster they headed downriver. But just when they thought they'd fall over the edge, I wonder what's going to happen. Make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen? Take a good guess off of these picture clues and what I've been reading to you. What do you think is going to happen so that maybe they do or don't fall over the edge? Remember, predictions are just good guesses, and there is no right or wrong prediction because we don't know what's going to happen next. Their camper got stuck on the rock at the ledge. I did not think that was going to happen. So there they were, stranded, Magee and his pup, on the top of a waterfall, 50 feet up. Wow, that would be terrifying to be able to see over the edge there, kind of like a roller coaster when you're looking down at it, but you're not able to fall down in all that water. That's 50 feet above. They could get seriously injured if something happened to them. I wonder how long they're going to be there. I wonder who's going to save them. That's called questioning what I'm doing right now. I'm questioning what is going to happen in the story next. Good readers are asking questions all throughout a book because they're curious. They want to learn. They want to read and find out. Meanwhile, that nearsighted bear from before was searching for a little marshmallow more, when lo and behold, as if out of a dream, he spied something sweet floating over the stream. Ooh, look at that. Right on that camper right there. Looks like a marshmallow. Maybe smells like a marshmallow, he's thinking. But what the bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really the hitch and not something to eat. He can't see from far away and he can't see up close. So he's just thinking it's a marshmallow. His nose isn't even working very well. Who is going to save Magee and Dee? Who do you think? The bear was determined to capture his prize, so he jumped in the water right up to his thighs. He splashed through the stream to the edge of the fall and snatched up the trailer hitch, camper and all. Look at who saved the day. The person who made them go into that brook, that river, is actually the person that might be saving them. Dee felt a tug. Magee heard a knock. as the bear pulled the camper right off of the rock. He dragged them both all the way back to the bank. When he realized the hitch was not so sweet, but quite rank. Whew, that didn't taste good. He spit out the hitch and left in dismay. He was very sad that it wasn't a marshmallow. While Magee and Dee's camper again rolled away, it flew down the path with a jolt and a jar. Where do you think it's going to end up now? I'm going to take you back to the title page for just a moment, that cover page. They look pretty excited as they're rolling down the... Let's find out. And stopped in some bushes right next to the car. Dee popped her head out. Magee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it be true? At last things were quiet and peaceful and still? They hooked up the hitch and drove off down the hill. And on the way home, Magee said to Dee, the trip wasn't quite like what I thought it would be. So when they got home, with the sky turning red, what are they going to do at their house? Because their camping expedition kind of got ruined a little bit. And they wanted to go for 2, possibly 3 days. What do you think will happen? They decided to camp in the backyard instead. Look at what they made. They were still able to roast those marshmallows. So while you may not be at Elizabeth Ide right now, I want you to think that you are still little campers that we think about all the time. And when we get back to school, maybe we can go on a camping spree and talk about all those different things that Mr. Magee and Dee saw and what would happen to you if you saw a bear. Even a bear that couldn't see but really was just hungry. Would you feed it? Let's hope not. Would you run away? Probably would go far, far away. But I bet you would have a lot of fun with you and your dog. Bye, friends.